So the Frontier Justice versus the shotgun. Now this is a video I've wanted to make ever since I did the Iron Bomber versus the Lock and Load, which was received very well a long time ago, and then the Widowmaker versus the shotgun video, which I also did. This video was actually made ages ago and then I lost the footage. So this is me doing it now. So why have the discussion at all? Well, I believe that the Frontier Justice is a very underused weapon in today's TF2 community, and more people should be using it. And I think the reason people don't use it is because of a lack of understanding as to when to use it. A lot of people just get the same loadout in TF2 and do the same thing in and out, in and out, in and out. And it gets boring. So mixing it up makes it a little bit more interesting, and this is a way of making it more interesting. And it can be absolutely, just god tier if you do it right. So let's start off with the stats of the stock shotgun. Dealing standard stock damage, that's it. You know, the stock is the stock, it's reliable, it is what it is. Then there's the Frontier Justice. Now the Frontier Justice stats are different versions of the stock stats, and that is that you will gain 2 revenge crits for every sentry kill and 1 revenge crit for each sentry assist that your sentry gets before it's destroyed. And then when you're destroyed, you get the crits and they're stored and you can use them. Half the clip size, no random crits, and crits are lost when you die. No random crits is fine, it's normal. Crits are lost when you die, that's important to keep in mind, especially with how you play. And half the clip size means you only have 3 shots instead of 6, which that's the difficult part with this gun. So let's delve into the situations where the shotgun has an advantage over the Frontier Justice. When you are a very accurate player, maybe you're new, maybe you're a bit rusty. I know I don't use it unless I've been playing for a good couple of days. When you're on a map with more open areas, so it's easier to miss a shot, I typically don't use it on maps like, I can't think of anything off the High Tower. I don't really use it on High Tower myself if I'm playing in the middle too often, but you can do it if you play your cards right. But if it's a map where you know you're going to be in the open areas and probably that the indoor bits of the maps are places that you as an engineer don't seem very desirable or active, then maybe not, depends on how you are. When using level 3 sentries on slow maps, so you're just hunkered down in defense, sentries not getting destroyed, team are hammering them, just defensive, standard stock engineer play. And when you are looking for the most neutral choice, now the shotgun is a very neutral choice, very plain, very simple, very powerful. Then when should you be using the Frontier Justice? Close quarter maps like cough maps and payload, not payload, the intelligence maps, you know, capture the flag maps. I use it in there a lot as well. When you are able to connect your shots, when when you're above that level and you're at a stage where you're connecting shotgun shots, you're not just going pew 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 and hoping that one of those 6 shots hits someone. You are actually lining them up and playing appropriately and knowing when to use a shotgun and when not to use a shotgun. And finally, when using your secondary slot efficiently. Now, a lot of players will look at the fact that the Frontier Justice only has 3 shots and go, ugh, 3 shots? I can't kill, 6 scouts with 1-hit kills with full crits with that, that's no use to me. Well, if you're using your secondary weapon slot appropriately, then it's not a problem. The short circuit is quite a viable weapon now. The Wrangler, if you're, using your sentry and moving it up enough and effectively, is a very, very viable weapon. I don't know if it's in the gameplay that you're watching right now, but I go on a 6 kill streak with a Wrangler. Instead of using the shotgun, just start off with a shotgun, they come into the sight line, out of range of the sentry, and then just use the Wrangler to finish them off, and it's a really, really, really good approach. And the pistol, you can always use the pistol. I use the pistol quite a bit, I change out every now and then. And if you're using your secondaries properly, then it's fine. You shouldn't have to rely on your primary all the time. You do run out of ammo eventually. So what strategy should you be using when running the shotgun? literally any playstyle you can think of. And as long as it's not a unique stat to a weapon, you can use the shotgun in almost every scenario, and it responds as per usual. The stock shotgun is a very universal weapon with the most neutral risk-reward scheme. It has a primary slot for the engineer. You know, you can't really go wrong with it. It's just take the shotgun, deal this damage, deal that damage. There's no circumstances where you're at a disadvantage other than maybe reloading, say, like the Widowmaker, compared to reloading a shotgun, because obviously you don't reload a Widowmaker. But it's neutral, it's simple, it's very easy to use, and everyone at some point in their TF2 career has used it. Then the Frontier Justice. Now I could list every strategy that I use the Frontier Justice for, but it'd take all day. There's loads of different approaches to using this weapon, and I'm just going to list maybe one or two. So this shotgun rewards the player for using the sentry more offensively than most engineers are comfortable with. Now instantly this makes you think of an offensive engineer, and then the mini sentries come into play. What I like to do at the moment is, if you're playing defense and there's more than one engineer who seems to know what he's doing, then what I do is, if the time is right and you've picked up 1 or 2 kills or even just assists with your sentry and their sentry, you destroy your sentry and we already have the Frontier Justice equipped, and you'll destroy your sentry and you'll run to the front line with a mini sentry or a level 3 if you fancy it, rebuild it, and then have as many crits as you want. So if you think about it, if you get 3 kills, 2 assists, so that's 8 mini crits. 8 mini crits, well, you only have 3 shots per mini crit, 3 mini crit in shots before you have to reload. But if you can't kill someone with 3 shots with guaranteed crits, because it's not mini crits, it's normal crits. If you can't kill someone with 3 guaranteed crit shots, then 1, they're too far away and you misjudged them, or 2, they had too much health and you misjudged the situation. Because, you know, 3 crit shotgun shots are way better than 6 normal shotgun shots. It just is. But it's one of those things, I get it, that, you know, people are like, well, it's a risk-reward kind of thing. Do I use it? Do I not? And the answer is yes, do use it. But think of scenarios where you can and should use it. You know, it's not necessarily the best choice when you're a hunkled down turtle NG just sat there hitting your sentry with a wrench, or sometimes using, you know, the Wrangler every now and then. It's no good for playstyles like that. It's more of an offensive weapon. If you use it properly, those crits can absolutely shut down a team. So I've been Jay Caliber. Tell me what your side of the Frontier Justice versus Shotgun debate is, and we'll have a wee discussion about it. I've been Jay Caliber. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.